This is the official website for Heavensward, and it like loads in the trailer in the background. This is a big change in terms of like the layout from the previous official websites that we've seen in a Realm Reborn 2.0 and all of the separate patch ones as well. So this is pretty cool to have, like, you know, the web design is moved forward a little bit. Got the video like trailer playing in the background. They have the option for you to check out the launch trailer here, and then the latest patch, which would be 3.5, a separate site, which would be full of spoilers, so I'm not going to click it. I'm also not going to click related sites either, because it's just too risky. It's too risky. Let me zoom in a bit more so at least you guys can see that. Cool. So the logo is looking banging, and I want to see if I can actually steal this from the website later. But anyways. Available now. It also shows some news and gives away some spoilers for patch names, numbers, and stuff that I'm just kind of squinting as I go by. But it starts with the story, the key characters, new jobs, a new race, new arenas, primals and beastmen, the first blood, and a bestiary. So this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Owing to schemes in the shadows of Uldar, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have been scattered, and the Warrior of Light has been forced to flee north. Though granted shelter by Lord Huff and Fluffer, the legend, our heroes must press on to Ishgard. But what trials await in this reclusive nation locked in a never-ending struggle with dragons? Come what may, they must not falter, lest the light of hope be forever extinguished. Then it tells you more about key characters and some lore. So, Ysayle, better known as Iceheart. This is the first time that I'm finding out that that's her other name or her real name. It's pretty interesting. So better known as Iceheart, Ysayle stands as leader of the heretics, those who have pledged their allegiance to the dragons. Denouncing the teachings of the Holy See, she means to put an end to the Dragon Song War. Emmerich. Ooh. Can I get some boyfriends in chat? Hello? Is this the goodest boy? Emmerich, a man of Ishgard and Lord Commander of the Temple Knights. Though not of noble birth, by virtue of his countless accomplishments, he rose in rank and achieved his current station. As the war against dragonkind rages on, he risks his life and limb to protect his people. Baymeric. Yes. There are some new jobs up in the game. We have the Dark Knight. By the way, this is like a parallax scrolling website, so I need to be careful because I just skipped. I've done this. Yeah, okay. Let me do this. Scroll down. Very strange. So it's kind of parallax scrolling, but also a little bit like... Okay. So we have Count Edmond du Fontaine, Lord of House Forteau, one of Ishgard's formidable, foremost noble families. Unlike his insular peers, Count Edmund is quite welcoming of foreigners, willing to aid those with just intentions. AKA Count Dracula. Estinian. The current Azure Dragoon, one of two. And mightiest hero of Ishgard, bearer of the Eye, an ancient relic plucked from the great worm Nidhogg, he wields the power of dragons. Long absent from his post, he has returned to Ishgard to drive back the ancient enemy of his people. Actually, so cool. I am so glad that the community on stream did remind me to go and get Dragoon leveled up and actually meet Estinian before we went into Heavensward proper, or like 2.5 proper, because that was a good call. Thank you. Archbishop Thordan the Numbers. So this is the Pope, right? Yep, Pope confirmed. He's getting nasty whispers in his ears from those goddamn Ascians. As the spiritual leader of the reclusive nation of Ishgard, he is an unquestionable object of veneration. He also holds the highest seat of political authority in the Holy See. I mean, that's a big hat and a big staff. You know, the whole ensemble is great. We will look at you as we continue and see if I can get. Can I get like a glamour of his setup? The game in Heavensward would introduce 3 new jobs: the Dark Knight, The pious Ishgardian clergy guide the flock, and the devout knights protect the weak. Yet even the holiest of men succumb to the darkest of temptations. Yes! Yes, this is what we're going to be doing today. None dare to administer justice to these sacrosanct elite residing outside the reach of the law. Who then defends the feeble from the transgressions of those meant to guide and protect them? A valiant few take up arms to defend the downtrodden, and not even the holy priests and knights can escape their judgment. Pariahs in their own land, they are known as, by many, as Dark Knights. These sentinels bear no shields declaring their allegiance. Instead, their great swords act as beacons to guide the meek through the darkness. Astrologian. Ever has man coveted knowledge, and none more so than that of his fate. Thus did he labor to master the skill of foresight, but initial efforts bore little fruit. That is, until he looked to the stars above, which foretell the coming seasons, and learned to read the heavens. Though this gift is known today as astrology, the people of Shalyan saw fit to not only read the stars, but to write their movements as well. By tuning their ethereal energies to that of constellations, they learned to wield magics with heretofore unseen properties. Thus was astromancy born, a new form of magic which grants its users powers over fate. Employing a star globe and divining deck to their miraculous deeds, fortune always smiles upon these masters of arcana. Very nice, very nice. So Astrologian is the one that in all of my previous React videos I have been like, hey, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh one, right? The Machinist, the Machinist, the whateverist. The war with Dravania rages on, brutal and unrelenting. With no end in sight, the Holy See grows desperate. As her dragoons lay down their lives in defense of their home, Ishgardians turn to technology to protect her sons and daughters. Great cannons and ballistas now line the city walls, plucking dragons from the sky. Following the example of Sid Galmond, who has demonstrated the potency of Magitech, the Sky Steel Manufactory works tirelessly on the development of advanced armaments. As new and devastating weapons are brought to the fray, a new class of champion arises to wield them. The Machinist. The Machinist. New race? Rain and Zayla? Are these two versions of the Ora? Okay, so this is the introduction of the Ora race, who I probably am saying wrong. The curved horns and beautifully patterned scales that characterize the Ora oft give rise to speculation that the higher-like race native to the far eastern continent of Othard are in fact the progeny of dragons. This, however, has long been disputed, with scholars citing several distinct differences in the two races as evidence of decidedly dissimilar roots. The first and foremost being the enhanced hearing and spatial recognition granted by Ora cranial projections, traits not attributed to draconian horns, and thus second being the gross disproportion in body mass between Ori males and females, again a trait widely unseen in dragons. So this is the Rayan. Ori creation myth tells of a dawn feather and a dusk mother from whom all Ora are descended. The Rayan believe their veins to run thick with the blood of the former, their brilliant white scales and iron wills serving as proof of this divine lineage. Unlike their sister clan, the Zalia, who bloody the land with their endless tribal conflict, the Rayan have embraced the life of tranquility and solitude, long abandoning the nomadic lifestyles of their ancestors to settle the deep valleys of Othard's mountainous eastern reaches. Only on rare occasions will one emerge from the valley mists to seek adventure in realms afar. Unlike their sister clan, the Rayan, who lead solitary lives hidden behind the savage peaks of Othard's eastern reaches, the Zalia, goddamn, are free spirits who roam the vast western steppe in the close-knit tribes, hunting, gathering, and warring as their ancestors have for countless generations. I kind of prefer these ones. Edgelord confirmed. Can we get some lore on the new areas? Ishgard, in the central region of Abalathia's Spine, the great mountain range that spans Elinard from east to west, can be found the forbidding highlands of Kurthus and the holy see of Ishgard. The archbishops of the church, while leading his people in the teachings of Halone, the Fury, rules also as the nation's sovereign. Ishgard's formidable army of knights wage constant battle against its mortal enemies, the dragons. Faced with ever more aggressive attacks from its serpentine foes, as well as unprecedented spell of bitter cold, the theocracy's days are dark indeed. Matters have grown so grave as to prompt the Archbishop and his advisors to consider throwing open the hitherto sealed gates of Ishgard and calling for outside aid. Dravania. To the west of Alabathia's spine lies the rugged mountainous region of Dravania. As its name implies, these lands are styled after the dragon kin who called her forelands home, long feared by the people of Ishgard. The hinterlands to the south bask in the beauty of the Thaliak River and fields of evergreen. They once played host to the great seat of knowledge, Sharlayan, but alas, she was abandoned 15 years prior. Left to the wildlife roaming her once proud estates, she is resigned to slowly fade into memory. Abalathia, oh, high up in the clouds. Nestled in the mountains of Abalathia, goddamn, sits the Sea of Clouds. The water and wind aspected energies of the surrounding area create a perpetual mist reminiscent of clouds, thus making the location true to its name. These same energies can be attributed to floating islands within its mist-shrouded borders. The unique climate conditions of these islands have given rise to heretofore unseen animal life, and with the advent of airship technology, Ishgard has slowly expanded into this brave new frontier. Okay, so we got the Bismarck, which we have already encountered. This is the ruler of the clouds, worshipped by the Vanu, basically the pigeon people. Folklore tells of a legendary white whale said to swim in the sea clouds as if it were the waters of the Rotano. According to the Vanu legend, however, Bismarck led their ancestors to the floating islands. With waves of fury, he purges his domain of those who would do his followers harm. Okay, so don't attack the Vanu. Bit late for that. I may have caused harm to one or two already. The avian beast tribe reside upon floating islands dotting the Sea of Clouds. Prior to the advent of the airship technology, man only dared to dream of reaching these islands in the sky, and so for a time the Vanu were unknown to the rest of the world. Times have changed, however, and now they must adapt as outsiders encroach upon their home. I like their dance. I like the Vanu dance is cool, and so is the glamour suit that we can check out. Ravana, fourfold master of the blade, savior of the insect-like Nath tribe. A warrior and conqueror, Ravana respects strength and abhors weakness. He revels in battle with worthy opponents and is known to wield the legendary Chandras blades. It's kind of giving me like Gilgamesh Greg vibes, but if he like fully sent on the roids for a while. And the Gnath, a tribe of insect-like beastmen, oh god, known to inhabit the southern region of the Dravanian forelands. Oh, I'm already getting the creepies just looking at their jaws, but okay. Just imagine they're crabs. Just imagine they're crabs. Having made remarkable advances in alchemy and metallurgy. Fuck it. These hunters are developed in incense which deters Dravanian intruders, thus preserving Nath territory. They are said to share a collective mind, linking them in spirit to their leader. Oh my god, they have a hive mind. Oh yeah, I'm out. So that's the Nath, and then we have some more lore with the first brood. So this is Nidhogg, one of the great 7 worms born of Midgardsormr. He is said to have terrorized Kurthus since Ishgard's founding, spreading death and destruction for the past 1,000 years. History speaks most notably of his clash with King Thordan I. Though the battle cost the lives of the king and many of his men, Nidhogg would not escape unscathed. The hero Haldorath plucked from his skull a trophy, a treasure simply known as the Eye. The relic of unimaginable power remains sealed deep within the vaults of Ishgard, but for how long? Ooh! Reisvliger? Hasmflagon? One of the great 7 worms born of Midgardsormr. Even now, he makes his home in Eorzean. None can attest to sighting this terrible beast, nor can they deny his menacing presence. Legends say the great dragon nests high in the mountains of Dravania. Records of his existence have faded into memory, but woe betide those who glimpse dark wings against the sky. Razvelgar. Nice. Oh. So there's a bestiary here, and it just shows you a load of cool looking beasties. Alexander. What? Perilous challenges await adventurers brave enough to challenge the new raid dungeon, Alexander. Oh. Can't wait. New dungeons. Explore new dungeons making their debut in Heavensward. This is so painful. I can't go through these because Opera browser sucks. I'm not going to do it now, but for future, I'm just going to migrate back to Chrome or something because I can't. I don't want to miss out on looking at these photos. At the same time, going through this and not checking the photos is a nice way for me to save some spoiler stuff, I suppose, but still stick to my kind of approach. So we'll see. Company workshops were introduced. Create various items for your free company, such as an airship parts and exterior fixtures for housings, which is cool. They added flying mounts to the game. What was the way that you had to unlock them, though? Take to the skies of Ishgard astride a flying mount. From the lowest valleys to the highest floating islands, no terrain will be beyond your reach. So there was a quest. How long did it take for you to unlock flying mounts? They increased the level cap, so limits are made to be broken. The level cap for all classes and jobs have raised to 60, and I'm about to already hit that on my warrior, so it's a good thing that we're switching over to the Dark Knight. Something new to level. And get some like efficient XP in. And then there was just screenshots to go through as well. And some media artwork. Whoa. I'm going to risk clicking it. Okay, so this works. This kind of gallery works. Interesting. And then there was a launch trailer. I've been forewarned that I should avoid watching the launch trailer because it has lots of spoilers. So at some point in the future, once I have already encountered all of the locations and things that are in the launch trailer, I'll then watch the launch trailer. But until then, I'm going to be careful. Oh, you could get a dragon model and exclusive in-game content, including a wind-up cane, so a little minion, a Baron helm, which does look cool, and then a Griffin mount, which I can neither confirm nor deny rumors or allegations that I will have to buy from the Mog station. Dragon Song War exclusive box. Oh, this is the pain and suffering. I'm so late to the game that if I was to try and get this now, I would probably be foregoing any possibility of me ever owning my own house in real life, which actually, given the current state of the world, I'm probably never going to get my own home, so don't know why I'm fucking around with it. Let's go buy me a used box collector's item, baby. Oh, I like the new website. I like the new website. The new style, like, go into... Hold on. Is this updated? This is updated to now, isn't it? Yeah, this footer is updated to now. At the time, this wasn't available on PS5, and I'm assuming neither on PS4. It would still have been PS3, and it definitely hadn't been brought to Xbox yet either. Well, there we go. That is the retrospective look of the Heavensward official website from back in the day.